We are the bottom boys.
We are the bottom boys. Bottom boys. Bottom boys. Bottom boys. Boys. We getting to the bottom of the bottom of stuff. A lot of damn stuff. Bottom boys.
Nice. And we're back here in the dungeon. I am your snake daddy, your shit poster supreme Macaque alongside me. It's the light of my life.
Paul, one of one shields.
Paul, he is one of one, and we're back. And it's been a while. It's been, you know what? We got through the holiday season. We got into the new year, and you know, I made a few resolutions. Nothing big. I feel like I'm just kind of riding the momentum this year. Things are good.
That's your resolution, is to ride the momentum?
To like kind of keep going.
Keep
you
going.
know? Like I got a lot done last year. I accomplished a lot of things I wanted to, and I just want to kind of keep making stuff. Keep going forward.
Yeah.
I've been a little slow so far though. I haven't done much this year.
Yeah, I need to
I gotta kick it back
do
up.
some shit.
Yeah, I gotta kick it back up, man.
That's what I gotta do.
I gotta kick it up.
I'm getting older, so I need to.
And we gotta get it in.
Keep saying that.
I say,
every time.
same. Yeah, same. I'm like,
And
we gotta do more shit.
Yeah.
It'll happen. That's why we're here right now, because we're talking about
doing this shit.
We're doing this shit. I hope everyone's good. Now, see, this podcast, Kansas City #1.
Oh,
Kansas City
yeah.
#1. We aren't Kansas City's #1. Kansas City is just our #1.
Oh,
Yeah. They're a top
Well,
city. They're our top city.
We got your back, Kansas City, even though you might not have ours.
Now, listen. One thing that I have been doing is expanding my card buying, and I know you know this.
Yeah, I do.
So I've traditionally been a big Pokemon card guy. Anyone who's followed our TikTok from the beginning has seen me open a variety of different dumb things, but Pokemon cards is my shit. But also, as you can see, we collect all sorts of things. Action figures, comic books. If you can collect it, we kind of do. But recently I've been buying sports cards.
Matt, if we get too much in there, I just wanted to talk about this just because it happened to me today.
Ooh.
And I was like, damn it.
Let's hear it.
So I was just driving.
Uh-huh.
And I don't get road rage and stuff.
Sure.
I don't really.
Not too angry of a driver.
No. Nope. Not too angry of a driver, really. But this lady, I think she thought I maybe was not letting her in or something, and she came out from the side, and she comes out, and she's pissed, and I could tell, and she flips me off as she comes through, and then I'm like, this is not my fault. And so then so I have it in my head that I am going to show her that I'm ready to road rage. Okay. So I zoom up, and I say zoom, but she's going not faster at the regular,
35 miles per hour.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm on the highway, and I'm like, I'm going to get her. I'm getting to her. And then I lay on my horn, and it's like, beep. Beep. The Kia horn.
It sounds like Little Miss Sunshine when the horn's breaking in the van.
And when I got up beside her, she was just laughing. The total opposite effect of what I was going for.
Okay, but there's something to be said for that.
Road raging in a Kia?
Yeah, it sounds like the Kia does a really good job of cutting the tension.
Deflecting? Yeah, but I wanted it this time.
Yeah, but it deflated the situation.
I guess so. I guess it cut me from getting shot, I guess.
That's true. She might have had a gun. Well, this is Missouri, Paul.
I just wanted to express
hilarious.
my disappointment and my...
Damn it, Kia. Masculine up your horn.
I tried to beep, beep, beep. I could barely even hear it in the car.
Sound like a fucking road runner.
I'm so mad.
Oh my gosh.
She was laughing so hard too.
I mean, to be fair,
with her hand, doing one of these.
She stopped flipping you off and just started pointing and laughing. This clown car. Well, we're gonna brighten your day, Polly, because we're talking about collectibles.
Collecting things.
Now, the sports cards. I started getting into these, and man, so the Pokemon cards can be crazy, right? There's some valuable ones out there. These sports cards, they do all sorts of alternates. You got one-of-ones, you got autographs. It goes nuts. But what I don't think people realize is it doesn't just stop at athletes. We were just talking about it on the Master Traders.
Got it right here.
Yeah. There's these new cards, Allen and Ginter, that you can buy.
Look at this.
He's got, who do you got here?
This is the lady that eats hot dogs real fast.
The lady that eat hot dogs real fast has a baseball card.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know who else does? CG
guy.
from the Traders Season 2, the guy who won.
Yeah, Challenge and
And
Road
the Challenge
Rules
and
or Real World and stuff.
I got Amigo. I got Chuck Norris. I got freaking Tim Robinson. That cracked me up.
I got Jason Aldean.
And what's funny is
And I think he eats hot dogs fast as well.
these cards, like, so in a regular baseball card set, you might get a piece of a jersey, a piece of like home plate, or like if it's wrestling, you get a piece of the mat. With some of these weird cards, I've actually been watching, and people will pull like a card that has like a dinosaur bone in the card.
That's
like
crazy.
It just has fossils in the card. I saw
Actual
one
dinosaur bones.
Yeah, I saw one that had a piece of Mike Piazza's bat, like a full bat piece that,
Oh,
that he
that
had
would be
broken.
cool.
Yeah. So
How much is a dinosaur bone worth?
It just depends on the dinosaur bone, honestly. I have like just an ammonite fossil.
You bought a dinosaur bone?
So I bought a fossil,
Okay.
an ammonite fossil when we were up in Utah. At
Oh,
that
yeah.
dinosaur where they
Uh-huh.
do all the fossils. That one I bought of just like the Helix fossil was like $65. So I think an actual like dinosaur's bone is going to run you
Wow.
hundreds probably, but that's less than you'd think,
Yeah.
right?
They seem rare.
Yeah, we've got a raptor tooth upstairs at my house.
Seems like rare shit.
I've got mammoth hair that I bought for like
Oh,
$50.
man.
Crazy, right?
Yeah, I'm having trouble keeping my own hair.
Yes.
A lot of mammoths.
Slowly but surely, I feel like where my hair parts is starting to look bigger, but I'm not going to focus on that right now. Yeah, but so, I mean, you can collect anything, and they're getting to where I think older people are still afraid of collecting, though. Right? Like baseball cards,
maybe?
because baseball cards back in the day, everyone acted like they were going to be worth something, and then the floor fell out because every card had the same rarity. Nothing was really like anything. It took like verification almost before people started like trusting it again.
To say, hey, these are going to be worth something?
And I feel like I watched so many collectibles collapse. The biggest one might have been Beanie Babies, honestly.
Man.
In the late 90s.
Yeah, remember when we wrote the Beanie Baby song?
All
Great.
about retiring.
Beanie Babies.
It was my college fund was Beanie Babies, and I didn't get to go to college, but at least I had Peanut the Elephant.
Beanie Babies. Psh.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
There's that old picture where people were getting divorced, and they're splitting up their Beanie Babies on the courtroom floor. And it's just like, they said those things were worth thousands and thousands of dollars, and then the market revealed like how many were actually available, and it's like the desire was not there for that number. Like you couldn't buy something they'd printed 1 million of and expect to sell it for twice as much.
I am known to collect lots of things.
Yeah.
And I'm easy to, if I get started. And here lately, it's like if you start collecting some, I'll do it
I'll
too.
buy some,
I'll
yeah.
do some. Let me
I'll buy
see
a
that.
couple.
Oh, that looks cool. And then I buy these things. But I have been I'm a sports fan anyway.
Oh, yeah.
So that's easy to get into doing like a football card or a baseball card or something because I do the fantasy leagues and stuff on that.
yeah.
So that's easy enough. And if you get one that's going to give me freaking
Jeff. I have a Jeff Probst
if
card.
you give me Jeff Probst, I play Fantasy Survivor every season. Yeah, that's going to be easy. I'm doing it. Look at all this stuff I have here.
Do you remember what the first thing you collected was?
I started collecting comic books.
Yes.
Early. I have like boxes and boxes.
Yeah, you have a huge collection.
Comic books, and it was mainly because there was some cheap ones at like a garage sale.
Yeah,
and which is the only place I got
stuff
as a garage sale, and there were so many old comics, and then and from there, plus I started reading them. I was like, these are
right. You
great,
just get
and
into
I liked it. And
yeah.
so it's easy enough to. I mean, there's more than just collecting them. You can read them and then just put them away, and then
draw it and try to make your own.
Yeah, I would always do the art.
Yeah,
I would always try to do the art and stuff. So that's part of it.
Yeah, comics was my first thing too. It was for me. It was comic books, but then also the cards. I liked the X-Men trading cards that they had.
Yeah.
So it was the early '90s,
I guess
and they had those X-Men cartoons.
They used to have a shit ton of cards.
Yeah.
And they would sell them all the time. I had, I still have somewhere like a whole set of Cyndi Lauper cards.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah. And I could like make the entire puzzle. Like on the back, because they had like puzzles you can make like, on the back of them.
I remember when they had puzzle
I could make
cards.
the whole damn puzzle. That's how many Cyndi Lauper cards I had, and I've got. And they had. I remember having Gremlins cards.
They did it for all the movies. I definitely had
Return
it for like
of the Jedi cards, and I would just
Ninja
buy
Turtle
them.
movies. I had, and I bought a full box of Desert Storm trading cards, which I opened on
I saw you
channels.
opening those on the Instagram.
Yeah, and so
if you go on Instagram and watch them open these,
it's
freaking
ridiculous.
cards,
I do a voice because I'm hunting
hilarious.
for. There's literally a card in there of Saddam Hussein, which is what I'm hunting for. What I'm doing. This is a joke. The hunt for Saddam Hussein, haha. But also because if I get that card graded, which I did send both of them off. Something that I'll talk about in a second, but it could end up actually being worth some money. Like all these weird card sets, there's like some of them have a few cards that are. There's like an old Silver Surfer set where if you get the right holo cards, like they're worth a little money because they're so rare, and there's a few people that really want them. But the thing that got me really going on collecting when I was young was Pokemon cards. And I still collect the Pokemon cards. I'm big on the Pokemon cards. Now, what we have here is a graded card. And so I feel like this has changed everything about how cards go. When you hear about the $1.2 million Charizard that sells, it's because they sent it off to one of these companies. They graded the card, gave it a Gem Mint 10 rating out of 10, which means it's the best it can be. You have someone officially verify it's in the best condition it could possibly be in, and then they lock it in a plastic box, and you buy it and make sure you have the absolute best version of that thing you collect forever.
That seems like a good card.
So this here, this one's okay. This is a Sylveon Rainbow Rare.
I don't really know that.
Yeah, Evolving Skies was a big set. So it was like Eevee Evolutions. There's one card from this set that I do not have that's worth thousands of dollars. And that happens with a lot of these sets. You get one super rare card that's hard to find, and then it becomes worth $1,000. Did you see the Paul Skeens articles?
I did not see the articles, but I heard you talking about them.
So there was and
I'm a fan of Paul Skeens.
So Paul Skeens, so they do the MLB debut patch when it's your first game in the MLB. And they take that patch off and put it on a card for Topps, and it's always a one-of-one card for every player.
Oh, that's from your first game?
From their first game, their MLB debut patch. So a kid pulled the Paul Skeens one-of-one. They only made one of this card.
That seems
because
like
there's only one
something.
MLB debut patch. Oh, not just worth something. The Pirates wanted it. They offered this kid behind home plate season tickets for 30 years.
30 years.
They offered him all sorts of like private lessons, meet and greets, autographed uniforms.
Ooh.
They gave him a lot of stuff, and he turned it down. Kid turned it down and put it up for auction, and I think he did the right thing.
How much you get for it?
I don't think it's officially sold yet, but if
what's it up to?
I'm not sure. I'd have to look.
See, that would interest me.
My guess is he's going to get at least $1 million for it.
You think so?
And I'll let you know why. Because it's an actual piece of memorabilia. Lord of the Rings released a set where there was a 1-of-1 card in Magic the Gathering. And it was the One Ring. And only one of that card existed. Post Malone paid over $1 million to the guy who pulled that card. If that card's worth $1 million, the one
like Paul Skeens?
No, he doesn't. But a lot more people like Paul Skeens than like Magic the Gathering.
Yeah, I suppose so. But they have a lot of. But they do. I know they have a lot of 1-of-1 stuff.
There's tons of 1-of-1 cards. But the MLB debut patch, that's big. That's that first game patch.
I think $1 million.
I think he'll make more than $1 million.
Really?
Yep. I think he'll make.
That seems crazy.
I'm gonna guess right now 1.7.
And I know I know $1 million back then is a lot less than it is today. But
sure.
But I remember Todd McFarlane buying that baseball that Mark McGwire hit.
Oh, his home run.
70th home run or however many was, breaking whatever record it was, and he freaking paid like $1 million for it, and that was like the highest baseball. Freaking, and that was a crazy baseball to get. I don't see how it could be more than that. That seemed crazy.
Well, I think it's because the collectibles market has just gone up that much. People are paying that much more to own moments, to own anything.
Do people have a lot more? Is there a lot more disposable cash going around nowadays?
You know, I'm not sure. I think you're definitely seeing a lot more people. It's got to be, right?
I guess. I mean, people are
talking
like about the economy
being terrible, but
I mean, nobody. Let me tell you from my work, knowing it is fucking tough as fuck to get anybody to want to do the jobs that they do,
right?
You know, and I don't know, maybe.
Yeah, it seems crazy because the collectibles market has not only just gotten bigger, it's gotten more expensive, like you're saying. Like, you would not have thought about things being worth millions of dollars now, but, like, Logan Paul comes to the ring with a Pokemon card that's worth millions of dollars around his neck because there's only one of it.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And his face is already punchable.
I know.
You didn't need, like, a thing up here to, like, circle it to target.
I know.
It's already very punchable.
Well, and that's one of those things, too, is like you get a lot of these famous people in the collectibles market, and it's like, Did Wizards of the Coast really make a 1-of-1 Lord of the Rings card, or did they just make a card for Post Malone and they just knew a fan could win the lottery and sell it to Post Malone? Like,
so that's what the deal is. The fan pulled it and then sold it to him, and they put it up for auction.
He put a bounty on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
But what are the odds of someone pulling that knows what they're doing and not just some kid that doesn't know what the
well, that's what I always wonder, too.
You know what I mean? Some kid that just like, I'll just put this in here.
Well, and there are 1-of-1 cards out there that have not shown up like anywhere on the market. Mm-hmm. There's a card from the Olympics that's autographed. That's a triple autograph card. It's got LeBron James, Steph Curry, and Kevin Durant. And it's a 1-of-1 with 3 autographs of those 3 dudes. It's just out there somewhere.
Maybe we should go search for it.
I mean, I think that'd be a good idea.
Oh, man.
Figure out what set it's in and let's start buying.
Oh, dang. I start doing things, I guess when I collect stuff, it's has to do with stuff I like to do.
Yep.
Like the comic books, right? I like reading the comic books. I like doing the art stuff, you know, and I get my favorites, and then I I got this. You know what? I really love, like I have my, like this one here.
Why the Last Man?
Why the Last Man, which is my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's issue 1.
So I went and got it graded, and that's.
Now, did you take it like up to a con to get it graded, or what did you do? Did you send it off?
Yeah, if you send it at a con, that's what
you did. What I do,
con, yeah, and with a I also did it with a Walking Dead #4 that I found at
Found it at Vintage Stock.
Vintage Stock for 50 cents.
And it was what? Autographed, right?
And it was autographed by Kirkman.
Insane.
Yeah, autographed
Just
by him.
chilling in there, #4.
Which I had to send it off, and they had to do it special so they could.
They have to like authenticate it, right?
so they could authenticate it. So that was the main deal with that. But that was pretty cool.
That's really awesome.
It was only 50 cents at the dang deal. It didn't grade that high. It only graded at like 8.
Yeah, but
5 or something
still
like
an
that.
autographed copy. So.
Yeah, no, I thought it was great. It was awesome.
Yeah.
And I paid 50 cents for it. So.
And see, now that to me, that's the thrill, right? I like to go to the thrift store and find the thing.
Yeah.
I like to go to the garage sale and find the thing. And
Yeah.
I'm huge on that. Like, that's, for me, the hunt and finding something is like... I always have my white whales, right? Like, I collect vintage video games. And for the longest time, I've just been like, I want the video game for PlayStation, Tomba. It's $60 online. I'm not going to pay it. I'm just going to keep going until I find it from someone's... And I eventually did. This game that, like...
Yeah.
no one should have. I eventually found it. You just keep looking and you find some of the weirdest, most crazy stuff. Half of my collections just came from going to garage sales and just finding a box of stuff that someone was selling for cheap. It's an obsession, like chasing that dragon.
And I got so much shit that... probably not going to be worth anything, but...
Oh, some of it will and some of it won't, yeah.
Yeah, I just got it, so much of it. Like, up here, I have all these... I really like...
Multiple Man. Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? His deal is actually pretty cheap, and he comes with, like, a second head, so I just put his head on different cheap-ass figures. And so I've got, like, 9 of them up there. Freaking up there of Multiple Man.
Incredible.
Because it multiplies whatever, so I thought that was cool. But then I really like She-Hulk, so I'll put her up. I'll get her and put her. And so...
next thing you know, you got all sorts of them.
Then we got more. And also people are like, oh, he likes this. Let's get him something.
That's
like
exactly
that
what
as a
happens.
gift. And so you get
as soon as you start,
and people, because they know what you get. What's the line? What's the fine line between collecting things
and hoarding
and being a hoarder?
I think you have to be willing to let some of your stuff go, right? If you're never willing to let it go, then it's
the difference?
I mean, hoarding is definitely psychological. I don't think you have to let it go.
Yeah, and I don't see. And here's the deal: if I let this go, here's my thing. If I let this go, I'm gonna get money for it.
Sure,
but then
sure.
I don't have what I
you don't
enjoy
have the thing
from
that
it.
you wanted.
I kind of look at it like maybe like art, even a little bit.
Yeah, I agree.
Something I like looking at. Something I can put up to things. Something I can show people that I have.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm with you.
And I feel like if I sell it, here's $50 for this. It's $50, and I don't mean to.
I
crap on $50, but I don't need $50.
No, and especially not for the thing that you like that you don't want to get rid of.
And I know we've seen people do it where they're like, you know what? There's one thing that I really like, but I don't really have money for that, so I'm just going to sell some of my crap that I do have.
Right.
And get that.
Sure.
But
it just depends for me, right? And I think for me the difference between a collector and a hoarder is hoarding is when it's everything.
It's everything?
I think hoarding's everything. And I think hoarding has to get in the way of your life. Like if you have the space for it and you're functioning fine and it's not getting in the way of your life, I don't think it's hoarding. Then I also think there's like a difference. There's like a balance between the scalper and the collector, right? There's a balance between the vulture and the collector. I fall somewhere in between where there's certain things where I know there's value that I find, and I only buy those with the intention of flipping them. But on the other side of it, I'm with you. I have a lot of things I buy because I put them up. I love to look at them. I'm not interested in selling them, right? Like I have certain Pokemon cards I'm just going to keep because those are mine. But then I have a lot that I'm sending off to get graded because I know they're going to be worth something and I'll just kind of sell those. So I think I'm in that category of like, I keep the stuff I really do like. Yeah, I'm no reason to get rid of it. Do I have it because it has value? I think so. To some degree, because like, you know, we've both grew up in situations where we were poor to different degrees, and having something that's worth money that you can hold on to and no one can take it away from you holds some value,
I
right?
suppose so. But, what are we going to do with them?
Well,
we don't have kids.
Well, yeah, I mean...
We're going to give their
I'll just wait till I'm 6. Maybe when I'm older, I'll sell it all off.
I like having...
But I won't sell all of it.
Like
I'll never
the
sell
D&D
all of
shit
it.
I get and all these...
Yeah, I'll
D&D
never
stuff
sell
I
all of
collect
it.
and whatever. I do it because I can set it up so it looks cool.
Yeah.
And
then you can
comes
think
in and
about
like,
stuff.
This is cool. You know what I mean? Even our set here, I'm like, this is cool.
Yeah.
It looks cool.
And different things remind you of different stuff. You got the Jokomania bell in the back and the Tenacious D and like the Showgirls up here. Like,
I have a collection. See that that Jack Black I have there?
Yeah,
Signed Jack Black picture from Shallow Hal. Love that.
See, and that's what I like about both your collection and my collection is it's like, yeah, we have the stuff that we bought a lot of, but it's never just one thing. It's all sorts of stuff, and it's like a life lived. You're looking at stuff, and there's just like, it's more than the stuff. Like this drawing here, that's our friggin' D&D party from the game we played for like 5 years. Like,
this is all kind of I guess it
is a bit of a
collection.
collection.
As a collection.
Yeah, I mean,
guess.
It is to some degree.
It's got these books you wrote. And... Yeah.
We got the Furby that has a time traveler stuff in it.
Oh, yeah, that's part of our... Yeah, and we put part of our... Yeah, just because of our sets up here. Yeah. Hoarding, I very much know quite a bit about hoarding just because...
Yeah, your mom had some of that, right?
Oh, yeah, it was horrible. Yeah, and you know this.
I remember you calling me.
Yeah, one time she lives like an hour away.
Yeah,
and she calls me because she's stuck behind the entertainment center.
There's
I was like,
too
you're
much
stuck
stuff.
behind the entertainment center. Yeah, she just said she's trying to clean, so I had to drive to her house to get her and she's just sitting at the entertainment center, just in a circle, like when you take the ladder out of the Sims pool, just circling around. She was gonna die in that behind this damn entertainment center, just standing there.
Imagine if she didn't have her phone back there, though. Like, it's just stuck back there. That would have been insane.
Yeesh. Yeah, it was horrible. Laura's dad.
Oh
has
yeah, Laura's dad's
a
got
whole
the
backyard full of just friggin' grills.
I think if Amber's dad had more money, he would have hoarded more. He just had the friggin' cellar basement that was just full of just garbage, and it was just literally just garbage, all like piling out. Like
my mom would go to these auctions.
Mm-hmm.
And
I love the auctions.
These little auctions and she would just buy a box of just shit for 50 cents because nobody else wanted it. She'd buy it and she'd kind of bring it home. It just had to be shit.
Oh, yeah.
But she also did the animal collecting deal, too.
Right.
And that started when I was early.
Gross.
I mean, you've heard the story
Amber's
about
mom does the animal stuff.
The freaking goats and shit. And all she would have all these damn animals, and I would have to freaking
all sorts
take care
and
of
you'd
the
have
damn
to
things.
end up milking a whole herd of goats.
Yeah, and then so and she just kept that whole.
Yeah,
she was definitely could have been on that hoarder show.
So Samsung has a channel of that, and I don't know why their algorithm decided that was the channel to put my TV on before I could get to my apps, but for a long time it would just be hoarders up on my TV. It's so gross sometimes. There's so much like dead cats under piles of laundry. Like, Jesus,
where are you gonna put your dead cat?
That's a fair point.
You know what I mean?
You gotta put it somewhere.
Yeah,
you gotta put it somewhere.
Yes. It was the laundry clean?
I don't think so. It was on a dead cat. So, I sniff test.
So this crap.
Just give it a sniff test.
I think there's a fine line where I could possibly turn into a hoarder.
If you just started, like, if it got messy, I think maybe.
Yeah.
I'm a little messy.
To do neater piles?
Yeah. I can be pretty messy, and so I think I border on hoarder to some degree, but I do a good job of cleaning up when it gets bad.
I haven't unpacked all my shit. It's just in a pile there in my garage this side of the garage from when I moved the house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's that been? 4 years? 3 years?
No, it's been a couple.
3, 2,
This will be the
3.
third year.
Yeah.
Because I turned 50 right then.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
And I'm
Yeah,
53 this year. So
I'll have been
this will
here
be the
for
third
6
year
years.
of not going through the crap I brought over from
I've got
the
some
other
stuff
house.
that's.
Yeah.
It happens.
Yeah.
It
I'm a
happens.
fucking hoarder. God damn it.
I am too.
I'm going to start buying cats.
I
Maybe I should just get those one fake cats that I sent over to you, those lovey pets or whatever they were called.
I feel like someone probably collects those too.
Oh, yeah, they got to.
Now, the move I've been doing the last few years, because I've watched it happen with. So, I did sell all of my childhood stuff that I collected when I moved to Texas because I was selling it all to move. I was getting out. I was going out. I wasn't going to be able to take everything with me. I regret that to some degree. There was some stuff I wish I could get back. It happens. But I don't know where I was going with it.
I think you were going to tell me how you were thinking about being a hoarder?
Oh. No, I think I was just,
I think it's
I think sometimes
it's a move.
I think
you could do.
I think it could become a hoarder though. But I think what I was gonna say is that when I got rid of everything, it put that thing in me where it made me have some regret about certain things, and so then I didn't want to get rid of stuff as much anymore. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
You get rid of
sure.
one thing and you regret one thing, and that makes it harder to get rid of more shit.
I start collecting something.
Yeah.
Like I did the comics, right?
Yeah,
But then
yeah.
I stopped.
Yeah.
Right? And it was for years I stopped because it was like out of high school and I stopped collecting and then I didn't do any I didn't read them stuff because I was more concentrated on like girls and things, and drinking and those type of things in college and doing that type of thing.
That reminded
I didn't go
me
back
where
to
I was
it.
going.
But then somebody had mentioned something about it, so I picked up a comic and it was just easy to get back into there to where I was going with doing it. Where were you going?
So after selling all the stuff from my childhood, I wanted to buy it back, right? So a lot of times what I'm doing now when I go to garage sales, I'm buying things that aren't necessarily from my childhood, but I'm buying things like your Skylanders or your Disney Infinities or your things that kids had collected, but like you said, you kind of got out of it. Well, a lot of people sell their stuff when they get out of it. That's when right now, a lot of DS games you can find sometimes. Although it's getting harder to find video games. People sell those to vintage stock. But so I've been buying a lot of toys that I'm not necessarily into to hold on to because I have an antique booth. And I'm not one of those ones that charges the crazy prices for shit. I actually, since I get it so cheap, I give it back pretty cheap as well. But you can make good money marking that stuff up. Get it while no one wants it. Give it a few years, and then suddenly everybody wants it. And I've seen it happen dozens of times. You can find it at every garage sale in the world. It's all over the place. You think it's worthless, and then 5 years later, you can't find it anywhere, and they're expensive as hell.
But there's also those deals where I've seen people think something just because it's old or whatever
that it's worth something.
It's going to be worth something.
And it's not the case.
No. In fact, it's usually not the case.
Yeah, it's not. I don't feel like age has much to do with it. I think rarity is way more important.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. Mm-hmm.
If there's one of something, obviously, it's, obviously more valuable. So a lot of these toys that had smaller runs back in the day, worth tons. If it had a run of only 1,000 back in the 80s, good luck finding one now, So that's where you're finding your money is these low run toys and it's weird because I feel like the modern market has become overflooded with that. Like, it's hard to know what's worth anything. You've got 10 different companies making Ninja Turtles. I love all of them, but what's going to be worth anything? So it gets to the point where I don't even buy for that. Especially with figures, I don't buy for what's worth anymore.
It's
I
easier
buy a character I like.
It's easier to figure out what something's worth, though, now.
It's true. You can look it up.
Yeah.
They have apps that track your whole collections.
You can hit eBay, see what things have been selling for.
There's card apps where you just type in everything you have, and it just tells you how much your collection's worth. I don't have that, but I should try it.
Yeah. Well, I think eBay's probably the more.
eBay's yeah.
I mean, because
You can go and
literally
look at
tells you what
sold.
people have paid for the damn things.
You can even for like,
which is more telling.
if
of
you're
what it's
into
worth.
the Pokemon and stuff, there's a whole website called TGC Player, and you can just get on there and it shows you the whole market, recent sales. It just tracks where it's going, and that seems crazy. Used to be you had to buy a Beckett guide, flip through the pages, hope that you were looking at the right card.
Oh man, I used to have that Overstreet price guide for the comic books, and it would be
Wizard.
you could always look them up, or you just get one of the Wizard was cooler because it was actually
It had an actual magazine, and
magazines.
then you had the prices
You
in
could
the
look
back.
up things about artists and shit like that on there.
I used to always just go back over and over to look up the prices of the like handful of comic books I had that were old, and it made me feel so cool. And now, and the funny thing is, all of it can be worth nothing in a day. If everyone just decides that Pokemon is dumb, then all you have is a bunch of little squares of cardboard with dumbass Pokemon on it. Like people have to like it.
It's like my 401k.
No shit, Jesus Christ. Oh.
I should have invested in eggs.
No shit. My crypto's crashing too. It's the worst. Everything's crashing.
Yeah.
That economy is just popping. Thanks for that one.
Yeah, right before I had the old Dogecoin bumped up
it bumped for a bit.
A shit ton, and then I was like, oh, I'm not going to sell it, though, and then now it's back down to
I know.
shit.
A bunch of bullshit.
I mean, it's made up stuff. I guess all money is made up, huh?
Yeah, it really is at the end of the day. It's just we have to give value to something.
They gave it to represent something.
And I think that's
Here's your X.
It's the same as collectibles. Collectibles and money are the same. It all holds the value that we are willing to give it. And I think hoarding is just collection without value.
Ooh. But I think
But again, you're right. You could collect some things that aren't
valuable. The people that
valuable.
are hoarding these things it has value to them.
You're not wrong. That's their thing.
It gives them a thing.
That's their things.
They just,
Man.
Yeah.
Maybe collections are just low-level hoarders. It's like a functional alcoholic.
I guess just don't move to the animals.
Yeah, stay away from animals and you're fine. As soon as you collect animals, you're for sure a hoarder.
Right.
For sure.
Exactly.
I think that's the bottom of it, really. I think that's it.
I did hear about this one guy who there was like two brothers that lived in this house, and they had just newspapers and crap. I don't know that they had animals. There was like
magazines.
It was like
and
a maze to
newspapers.
get through these.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of the hermits will do the newspapers.
Yeah. My mom definitely was a hoarder. She could have. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
If she, like you said, if she hadn't had that phone by her, she
could have just been stuck back there.
Stuck behind the
till Colin
entertainment
showed
center.
up.
The entertainment center wasn't very entertaining.
Yeah.
It
wasn't even.
It made me laugh, I guess, when her call came.
That part was entertaining.
Yeah. But, I mean, I do get that. I mean, because she would have, like, a gigantic freaking entertainment center with a huge-ass TV.
Hell yeah.
And she's only 5 foot.
She is tiny. She's a tiny little lady.
Yeah, so I guess, if she's not able to, I don't know how she got stuck back there, but.
Hey, sometimes you just end up, like you said, in the Sims pool with no ladder, and you just gotta walk around until it's over.
Yeah. But I do get that deal. Whenever you start collecting shit, I'll just start buying and collecting this shit.
I know.
The Magic Gathering cards. We started doing the Magic Gathering.
I've got so many Magic cards.
I mean, I think that helps if it's something that you
can actually play.
You can actually
it has
use
function.
for some other purpose.
And for the
like
Magic
comics, you can read them or give you art.
And even the Pokemon, you can play the game. Like there's some function to a lot of it.
God, I'm just so bad at Magic the Gathering, though. Why the hell did I buy those cards?
I have so many
shitty
cards.
At it.
I'm not great at it either.
I was just so.
We would just line up and let Jeremy whoop our ass over and over again.
It would just be taking me hours to figure out what my move. Oh, I gotta I can't move this move, and I kind of look at all the different shit this one can do. I gotta wait on this.
Yeah, it literally just,
man.
every time I played Magic, it just felt like I was just signing up for Jeremy to whoop my ass at freaking Magic.
Yeah, so now I just got a bunch of cards, and but also, I mean, they translate over to being some cool art and things for the Dungeons and Dragons deal that I do.
That, and most people who play Magic play Commander, and your cards will be valid forever if you want to play Commander. So you can always just play the same cards.
They don't want to play Commander with me because
they might. You never know.
I will be staring at this thing for hours.
Anymore, it takes me so long to read those cards. I swear. In the pandemic, I was playing online. When we were work from home, I would just sit in meetings and play Magic on the computer. But
maybe it's a little. I think it's a little. Collecting things is a little more acceptable.
Yeah.
Nowadays,
For sure.
I mean,
And that might be why there's more value to it. Since it's more acceptable, more people are doing it. Yeah.
Kids are all into anime and stuff.
Yep.
And
Everything's just getting nerdier.
Yeah, and then they'll make. Yeah. And they make figures for whatever TV show you got or want to watch or whatever. And you're like,
everything's got
to buy that. You get the pops.
I already got a
for
Chainsaw
everything.
Man figure.
Yeah.
I swear.
I've got a pigeon and
The Last Ronin.
I got a Modoc who shoots hamburgers.
I mean, they make everything.
Yeah.
And he's got the Elvis hair. Incredible.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think at the end of the day, I'll probably never stop collecting because it gives me that nostalgic kick. I think I'll always love the thrill of the hunt. And I think I will always border on hoarding. But I'm okay with that because I understand collecting. I'm at the bottom of it.
Maybe you should start hunting.
Like animals?
Yeah. Humans.
Oh. Ooh, now I'm intrigued. Start collecting humans.
You know what we do need to hunt?
What?
The Raccoon Man.
Oh, shit.
The
Listen,
Sugar Creek Raccoon Man.
it's been a while, but we are still on the lookout. If anyone has tips, please, raccoonstouchtips@gmail.com.
Did you say if anyone has tits?
Yes, that too, but mostly tips about the Raccoon Man. If you've got images, we need them. Video, we need it. Eyewitness accounts, we need it. We're hunting him. We've got the crew out and about.
Sugar Creek Raccoon Man.
And until then, I hope you all are collecting. If you collect, let us know what you collect. We'll start collecting it too. We'll start trading it with you. Why not? And I'm going to let y'all know just exactly what grade comes back on those Saddam Hussein cards. I sent 2 of them off. I'm hoping I get a 10 on at least one of those bad boys.
Remember on Ren and Stimpy when Stimpy would always collect like his boogers and ear
like belly button and stuff.
Yeah.
I
don't know why that came up in my head, but
I think that's a hoarder for sure.
a little Ren and Stimpy. I mean, it was his collection. And then they would zoom in on it.
It was all gross.
Yeah, they would like super zoom in on the card. Yeah. Oh man.
Hella detailed.
You still like Ren and Stimpy, I guess.
It was a good show. Powdered Toast Man. Well, guys, I am your Snake Daddy. Your shiphost is free Metcalf. Alongside me is the light of my life.
Paul! Hoarding is my life shield.
Paul Hoarding. And that...
Paul Road Rage Shields.
Meep, meep.
Beep, beep.
That is a bottom boys.
Out.